What's going on, YouTube? A little early, but early's always best, I guess. Just back here on this wood line. I'll take a look-see. Give y'all a little chat time. That sunrise, that sunset's just beautiful. Back here you see all that orange. It's the sunset back behind the mountain. Your mountain home sits on top of the mountain, on the largest mountain in the southern part of the Ozarks. So the sunrise and sunsets right here. You can just stand anywhere in the city and watch both. So how's everybody doing? Got 3 watching. Nobody speaking. This area right here is where I've caught eye shine at before. But it's still kind of early. I don't think I ain't gonna be traveling through this early. Earlier there's lightning bugs everywhere. Look right here. Let's see. Oh, there was. There's one. There's a bunch of them in this area. So I'll walk down there. Hey Sandra, how you doing? I may go sit over here. A bench over here somewhere. Ooh, it's further than I thought it was. I just heard something back here. In this park behind close to my house. Still can see. Hey Gene. Addie, Overbay. Hi Addie. Hi Gene Hudson. How was everybody's Father's Day? Yeah, it's dark. There's a little park by the Catholic Church. And you got this wood line that follows this creek bed. It goes all the way up to Bigfoot Mountain. It's chilly out here. I swear it's in the lower 60s. So I've got a spot that I'm fixing to start researching that has a big, huge rock quarry, natural rock quarry, and where the water's crystal clear. You can see down to the bottom, and it's deep, deep, deep. They said a lot of people used to go swim there back when they were kids. Nah, it rained, Sandra, it rained, let's see, I think it was yesterday morning it rained. I think. No, today it did. It rained today, this morning. I'm sorry. I went to sleep after work. I worked about 5.5 hours over at Dairy Queen today. It was pretty swamped. And then I came home and lay down for a couple hours. But yeah, it rained this morning pretty good. Gene, you're close by, ain't you, Gene? Where are you at? Because it rained, yeah, it rained part of the day today. Oh, you're in Upper Michigan? Wow. Yeah, I say it's in the lower 60s here right now in the Ozarks, in Mountain Home, Arkansas. I'm just mainly out here listening. I heard a big stick break over there about 10 minutes ago. Could have been anything, though, with the storms we've had, branches breaking off. And hey, Flat Rock Booger, I'm sub to you, Flat Rock. I subbed to you here a few days ago. You got some interesting content. Yeah, so I found this area on Google Earth that's here in Mountain Home, and it's a vast area. I mean, it's a good 600, 800 acres of natural forest, and government land. Has a big, huge rock quarry at the beginning of it, and it's right behind the Mountain Home Public School District, which is the old district, not the new one. So I don't know if it's still in operation or not, but it's the old school. Everybody said there's a new school and that the old school's no longer in operation. So all that's vacant and deserted back there, and about 800 acres. That's a good, and the 800 acres is connected to the Bull Shoals National Forest and goes for thousands of acres of national forest. So I do believe I will be getting some pretty good footage and research done in that area, and it's not too far from my house. It's probably a 20-minute, 25-minute bike ride uh, to there. But yeah, all the way. You can go to any edge of the city, and you're at the edge of the mountain, and then you have to go down thousands of feet through woods and natural timber to get to the bottom. And then once you're at the bottom, you got a lake. You cross that lake and uh, into more mountains. I mean, we got Henderson is the nearest city across from Lake Norfolk, and then on the other side, Bull Shoals by the dam, and you got those little small areas. But Most of around me is just natural forests, national forests, government land, timber. Oh, yeah. Flat rock booger, they can be standing 3 feet from you. You'd never know it. I've got a video that I made when I was in Tennessee. I walked right past one, and on the video, you can see its left arm, its hip, and upper thigh, and stomach. And then when I walk by, you can hear it breathing, a rattled, it sounded like it got liquid in its lungs, and it was just like a, I mean, as I was walking by, and it was like, I mean, it sounded wick. I can't believe I didn't hear it or see it when I was walking by it. But a number of people pointed it out, and yeah, it's definitely there. It was in Memphis, Tennessee, believe it or not. But the outskirts of Memphis, Tennessee, the Wolf River runs directly from the Mississippi River on up through Memphis 4 different times. And then it goes all the way up towards Nashville. So it's got, you know, it was a major, it was my research area for 5 years. And it was a major highway for the Sasquatch coming in to that part of Tennessee. They'd come up the Mississippi River or come down the Mississippi River from the northern part of the United States, and they'd come up that the Wolf River, and they would cut all the way up into the northeast, the northeast of Tennessee, and that was the main river that went through it. I mean, there was a couple of little small ones that ran up in the northern part of Tennessee, but in the northwest part of Tennessee. But the Wolf River was the main river that, I mean, it was wide. It had enough acreage. It had, you know, miles and miles of woods on each side of it, following it all the way up the river. So plenty of cover for a Sasquatch. I mean, plenty of cover for some big ones too, 10, 12 footers. They could easily not be seen at night walking up the Wolf River. And I've got plenty of footage from down there, from that river. I've got prints, I've got structures, I've got some videos that have actual Sasquatch in it that you have to look really close to catch them, but they're there. I mean, they're, you know, I'm not going with these trolls say. Just everybody that knows me, that's followed me for the past 5 to 7 years, have seen Sasquatch in my footage, and even to this date. You live in northeast Tennessee, Addie. Northeast. Okay. Which part? You in Tipton County? Um, Up around Ridley? Ripley? Ripley. That's what I call northeast. Or, yeah. Or unless you're on the other side of Tennessee, other past Chattanooga and all that. Well, if you're being watched and you feel like you're being watched, and then there's one there. It's not a feeling that we automatically have. You know, when we feel that way, something's there. Whether it's a squatch or not, we don't know. But it's a natural instinct feeling. Yeah. Yeah, don't ignore it. Try to acknowledge it. I mean, get out there, talk to them. If you feel that they're there, get out there and talk to them. 5 miles from the Virginia line. So yeah, you're on up there by the foothills of Land Between the Lakes, I think, LBL. Or is it the Adirondacks? I can't remember, on that part of Tennessee. We're sharing that. I'm missing my mods. And Can M. There's Parkway. Hey, Parkway, how's it going? Dick Richards, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Living in Mountain Home, Arkansas. I've got 2 jobs, a place, a roof over my head, lots of food in my stomach. Even got a free 16-foot, 1-bedroom trailer given to me, which I'm looking for a piece of land to move it on. Dick Richards is one of the main guys that used to be with me and several others on the BDRP chat line, which was a great platform we all started out on. Yeah, I hope he's okay too. Sort of a sore subject with a lot of people. Yeah, it is, understandably. I mean, I brought it up a couple times on some chat lines and I got shut down real quick, banned or blocked from the chat, even by good friends of his, or supposedly was good friends of his. I have mentioned him, Gene, and every time I do, I get shut down. I've been on 2 different chat lines on 2 different shows that supposedly were friends of his and got shut down and blocked out of chat. Even ones that were co-hosts on his show. And that's sad, and I think y'all know who I'm talking about. That's right. We all fall down. We all make mistakes in our life, and we all sort of. Yeah, that's right. Started a lot of them out. The ones that have these big shows now. I just had a tap. It was a tap on a tree, probably 100 yards in front of me. It was a slight tap, tap. If the dude did nothing to you. This wasn't private, so. Hey, Stephen Gray, how's it going? Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Dick. Yeah, that's right. Well, we're back on my channel. In my research, I don't pull no punches, and I don't fake nothing. And I don't claim to be somebody I'm not. I moved up here to get better research because I knew there was activity in this town. I knew there's activity around this town, and a lot of activity in the county areas around this town. And it's the main reason why I moved up here. And then I also moved up here to further my health insurance and get my health in order because Arkansas helps me 3 times better than Tennessee. And I can get my health insurance. I've seen something right here. I keep hearing something over there. Damn, this Bushnell's brighter than that spotlight I got. Yeah, Gene, you're right. That's right. I mean, you get a good clear photo of one, and everybody's hollering fake. Man in a monkey suit. Man dressed up in the suit. But the ones that we do get that are real, that are throwing infrasound at our cameras and zapping us. I mean, that's what's really out here. I mean, it's shit we can't see. And I heard somebody say the other night that it was that paranormal, to us, paranormal means or has to mean something that's in the spirit world, or something that's not recognized by us. But if you look, and I've been researching this and studying up on this, the cloaking methods that they use could be a color variation, to where they stand in light and shadow, and they use light and shadow to their advantage because of the hair fibers in their hair that are translucent. So they blend so well into anything they're standing in front of. But also that during the daytime, they use light and shadow to camouflage themselves, and could be standing right in the bushes, or up in a tree, or on the side of a hill next to a bush, and blend right into it, and you never know it was a Sasquatch. Now, I want to mention a researcher's name that I'm sure we all know, and you all know, uh, Ian, that has Armstrong Bigfoot Tracker channel. I know he gets out there really, really, and you really don't understand what the hell he's talking about, but he has a lot of knowledge of watching these things, because that's all he does. He sits there and he watches and tracks these things, and will sit there all day and watch these things move from one location to another, and to mount themselves up in trees and sit there. And he's got some great footage. I mean, I've sat there and studied a lot of his videos, screenshots, zoomed them in, and sure enough, there's one sitting up in a tree, or there's 3 or 4 of them sitting up in a tree, all bundled up together, watching him. So, I mean, yeah, he gets kind of far out there. I don't know what kind of dope he's doing, but, uh, you know, I'm 420 all the way. I'm clean off everything else. I don't even drink anymore. I ain't touched any alcohol in 7 years. Well, I'll take that back. I've had a few here and there, but not nothing to extent to get me drunk or inebriated. It's starting to get really dark now. You thought it was dark earlier, Stephen Gray. It's fixing to get pitch black to where I can't see 3 feet in front of me. But the moon's out, and it's like the moon is just about full up there, so it's giving me some good light. What's up, Diesel? Diesel, New Jersey. Diesel's another one that was with us. I ain't gonna go back to that subject, but just putting it out there. Gene, that's why most of the Sasquatch flock to government land, out to national forests, because the Sasquatch know there's no hunting allowed there, and they're not going to be hunted. And all these national parks, where people hardly ever go anymore. I mean, I live in one of the most traveled camping spots, where, I mean, we've got beautiful mountains and lakes, and uh, The campers, I have not seen as many campers up here as they usually are. Yeah, they got some big boogers over here. I've found some big prints down here. No, Diesel, you're fine. We was talking about DDoS earlier, but speaking in good terms, or not good terms, really. We were talking about the BDRP, the platform we were on. Hey, Bama. I didn't even see Bama come in. Hey, Bama. That's my Bama mama. So getting back to, I'm seeing a glow back here. It's moving. And it's not a firefly, it's in the woods. It's in the wood line back there. Hey, Barb. Almost all my mods here. Yeah, so I'm thinking hey Chris Jarvis, I'm thinking the variation in color, if you look at most people's videos and you got those green Sasquatch in it, to where you can see the whole outline of his face and you can see his body and everything, but it's green. The whole thing is green. And that's the color variation I'm talking about in the daylight, because they blend right into their backgrounds, and it's not paranormal. It's just the color scheme that they use. They use light and shadow. That's why the military gets some of their technology. I really believe the military gets their cloaking technology from the Bigfoot. That they somehow have harnessed whatever abilities they have, and they've managed to harness that ability and use cloaking technology on their aircraft and their people themselves. You ever seen that deal a while back where they were showing this invisible cape? I love it when the chat's just all talking about everything but what I am. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that too. Also, that the structures that they use are not just correspondence, or not just tools that they use to correspond back and forth, or use as markers, or use as territory markers, clan markers. Or, I heard some Native American Indians talk about the big structures that they build, the big TP looking structures that are the the big astraches that they put out. That's like they're not on the ground flat, but they're up in the air, and they're made into star patterns and stuff. That they're either a newborn child is born into the family, and each stick represents a member of the family, or there's been a death in the family and one of these teepees is erected in its memory. And that's what the teepees are for. When one dies, they build a teepee in memory of one. And then the astraches and these star pattern uh, type A-frame structures that are up in the air, that they're for newborn babies that are born into the clan. And that's what a lot of Native Americans have told me. I mean, I've got Native American blood in me, so I'm Crow. Crow Nation is through my generations, through my mother, my natural mother. Yes, Stephen. That's where I was talking about. My main research area was on the Wolf River. Well, I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm more Cajun Indian than I am anything. Creole blood runs through me mostly. Yeah, Stephen, you're in Cargillville. See, I tried to hook up with you a few times when I was living in Memphis, and I never could get that. I keep hearing something over here. I don't want it to get up too close to me. I heard that. It sounded like a little whoop. Did y'all hear that? See, we all got nation blood in us. So we need to start. Hey, Tammy. The juvie with the T stick? Yeah. It's more like a Y. There was a lot of juvies running around that area. I don't know if it like families came through and they separate once they get to the Wolf River down there, and juvies stay behind while the adults go up to the northern part of Tennessee. I just could never figure that out. The moon has got shadows running everywhere around here. It's freaking me out. Right now, I'm on my cell phone, and it's a cheap LG Expression 3. I'm looking for a small, not a GoPro, but I'm looking for a small, like HD handy cam, uh, which has 3 times zoom capacity. But I'm also looking at there's there's this camera they've got, and it's not a camera. It's a scope telescope type deal that hooks up to your cell phone that will zoom up to 6 miles. It's a telescope. It's a real small one. It hooks to your cell phone, any cell phone. It has a tripod on it and it has a carry like selfie stick on it. But it's a it's a military style. telescope that's been converted down to a small zoom scope. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's like $50, $50 or $75. You can get it off the internet, and I'm trying to get one of those. Well, guys, the mosquitoes are starting to pick me, like pick me to death, and I'm getting kind of hungry. Even though I work at a fast food restaurant, I don't eat that shit. I mean, I do, but I don't eat it all the time, like some of the employees there do. Nervous about that noise over here. We do have bears, and we do have wild cats. We have coyotes. So, and we have plenty of Sasquatch and dogmen. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Stay tuned. Soon, coming soon, within this week, I'm going to start out my new research area at Rock Quarry and go in, see what we can't find. Hopefully, from what I've seen on Google Earth, it's a vast forest, and it'll take me a couple of months to research that area. But yeah, guys, hope y'all had a good night. Hope to see y'all soon. And we're gonna call it evening. It's Mid-South Sasquatch.